Welcome again to the channel, Life with Jennifer JM. I am your girl, Auntie Jen. My viewers, my friend, and my subscriber. What a piece of mess in a parliament today. Again, Jollet Oldness. You know, say demons around the country? Yes. All if we don't believe in a double story, we have to believe in a double story now. The Jamaica Labour Party put out one something. And the living duppy. Demons around the place. But take a listen to what the PMP have to say. Ian Hales, Natalie, Nita, and Nickeisha Burchell gave a good roundup of the event that took place in the parliament. Take a listen to Ian Hales.
Rain on Wednesday, Western Westmoreland Member of Parliament Ian Hales.
Let me say to the people of Western Westmoreland that the Met Office have just informed us that by Friday, Melissa will be a hurricane. That's number one.
The returning NP was leading drain cleaning efforts in his constituency. But according to Mr. Hales, the work is being done without government support, claiming the country's resources were used up in the financing of the recent general election.
I didn't get $1 from government to clean one drain. I'm here with somebody, the chairman for the Little London Division, Mr. Ewing. He has volunteered his backhoe to help the citizens of the Little London Division. That's what we have to be dealing with now. Volunteerism, because the government have no money to give anybody. All of the money done in the election.
The MP, who also serves as Vice President of the People's National Party, says he's outraged by the government's handling of funds and what he describes as disregard for the needs of Jamaicans facing potential disaster. He says regardless of political affiliation, all Jamaicans should receive the same level of governmental support.
The Jamaican people not into this foolishness anymore. When the flood rain come or the hurricane come, it don't go to greenhouse or it go to orange house. It goes to every Jamaican house. And I would have liked to see the government place the PNP and the JLP in one room and we come up with one solution in terms of dealing with the flood rain and hurricane that is on its way. The hurricane don't pick PNP house or JLP house. It pick everybody house. And yesterday for me, I was disappointed in Parliament because I had to leave the Parliament of the land and come down and tell every citizen in Western Westmoreland that I have no money for drain cleaning, I have no money for mushing, and I have no money to fix the road, to repair the road. And it is sad and it is disappointing.
He also made an appeal to his constituents in flood-prone areas.
For the people in the flood-prone areas, let me just appeal to you. When the authorities tell you to move, I'm appealing to each and every one of you in Macleland and other areas across the constituency. I'm appealing to you. Move when they tell you to move. It doesn't make any sense for us to lose one life. When they say move, make we move. Make your necessary preparation. We have to be safe. We have to ensure that for our fisher folk that you're safe. And we're going to get through this together as one people. Not as PNP and JLP, as one Jamaica.
The MP is calling on the government to act swiftly and ensure that all constituencies receive the necessary support. Kevin Black.
You see and hear why they never want answer in our parliament? No money. No money not allocate from July. So when money then there? Where is the money? That's why she cut off. No one answer the question then. People want to see what go on. Listen to this.
From the People's National Party Media Unit. This is Natalie Nita Garvey, Shadow Minister on Local Government and Participatory Democracy. I'm issuing an urgent call to the Minister of Local Government, Honorable Desmond McKenzie, to release the September parochial revenue fund allocations immediately. Tropical Storm Melissa demands a comprehensive drain cleaning program for which the minister himself designated these funds. Yet, the councils have received nothing. This haphazard disbursement of funds is preventing critical maintenance work. My consultations with mayors and minority leaders across the country confirm constant lateness in transfers from the Ministry of Local Government to the local authorities. This situation poses a high risk to property and life, as the last exercise of drain cleaning was done in June, 4 months ago, which in itself was inadequate. This has formed a wider part of a cash crunch, where local government authorities have to be subsidizing salaries coming out of the recent review of compensation. Despite government pronouncements, if basic works like drain cleaning are not done, the people face dire consequences. Minister Mackenzie is currently presiding over a cash-strapped system. Unless he acts urgently, the local government system is heading back to the crisis of the 1980s.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
Me not tell a lie still, my people. The country pop down. The country pop down. No money in a day. No money not there. My viewers, my friend and my subscriber. Papa Jesus, if you don't take all our money by, as Ian Hale say, buy vote. Buy out election. We know, we see it, we know, and we will pay. Watch my say disaster take on wicked to Jamaican people them. Anyway, I'm gonna take a listen to Nickeisha Burchell break down what happened in Parliament on Tuesday.
This week in Parliament, things took a turn. We walked out. Yeah. Walking out of Parliament is never the best thing to do, but sometimes it's the only thing left to do. When the speaker becomes too biased for debate, when the people's voices are being muzzled and microphones cut, Parliament stops being the people's house. So what drove us to that point? Why did the opposition walk out? And what does it mean for Jamaica, especially with a storm on the way? Let's break it down for you. So what should have been a critical discussion on Jamaica's disaster readiness turned instead into a display of arrogance and control, microphones cut, members silenced, and legitimate questions ignored. Before that walkout, several issues were raised, all pointing to the same truth. Jamaica is not ready for the storm. MP for Central St. Mary, Omar Newell, opened the debate with a clear call for leadership. He said, climate change needs its own ministry and not just a line in another portfolio.
But climate change, as I've always thought, deserves its own ministry. And I want to applaud him on being appointed to that ministry. We on this side stand ready to work with the government to ensure that our people, the people of Jamaica, have access to proper information, to accurate information, and to timely information as we prepare for what may come.
He also pointed out that communication between the government and municipal corporations is breaking down, noting that the St. Mary Municipal Corporation hasn't received an allocation for drain cleaning since July. Drains left uncleaned for months are already clogged, and with Tropical Storm Melissa threatening the island within the next 24 to 48 hours, that's not just mismanagement. That's looming danger.
I want to point out that the councillors in the St. Mary Municipal Corporation indicate that the last allocation they received was for July. And so they are not in any position to step in and readiness. So while we pray for help, and while we hope for help, and while we wish for help, Madam Speaker, we had an opportunity to prepare, and we did not adequately prepare.
Then came MP Christopher Brown from Southeast St. Mary, representing one of Jamaica's most landslide-prone constituencies. He tried to ask a simple question, urgent question: what's being done right now for communities facing landslides and flooding? And do we have the support to make the cleanup work and the preventative work possible?
Saying that I am pleased to stand in the capacity of member from Southeastern St. Mary. And And I want to thank the Minister for his statement. Landslides are a feature of these systems that are before us and that we are discussing today. In fact, over the past
Instead of an answer, his microphone was cut before he could finish the question, and he was told to sit down. That prompted MP Damien Crawford to rise, reminding the House that even the minister's own statement mentioned landslide-prone areas. So how could Brown's question not be relevant?
A statement was made today by Minister who is appointed to a particular portfolio. In that statement, paragraph 5, the Minister said, and I quote, "We are particularly mindful of the potential for landslides in our mountainous parishes, especially in areas of soil saturation is already high. Therefore, I am confused as to how it is that it is not appropriate within a question to this particular statement, regardless of the minister's portfolio. The minister was appointed by the government to make this particular statement. Therefore, without being properly briefed..."
Member, thank you very much. You may take your seat. No, member, you may take your seat. Member, take your seat, please. Member, take your seat, member. Member, take your seat. Member.
Still, the Speaker ruled to move on. Next up, MP Dwayne Vaz asked whether emergency funds would be released for urgent drain cleaning, especially with gullies overflowing and debris piling up.
Madam Speaker, there's a question to the Minister. Quickly, Minister, will there be, in the light of the impending disaster, will there be any emergency funding being made available to satisfy like drain cleaning and stuff like that, knowing that we're still in the hurricane season?
That question too went unanswered. But before all of this, Minister Matthew Samuda, responsible for environment and climate change, stood up and said he was speaking on behalf of Minister Desmond McKenzie, who was overseas and is responsible for local government, including ODPEM. He called it the best joined-up government in this part of the hemisphere. But while the minister was free to speak across portfolios, opposition members were told they couldn't ask related questions about landslides, blocked drains, or contractors being able to fulfill their duties. That's not joined-up government. That's joined-up muzzling, and we want joined-up accountability. As frustration grew, the leader of the opposition rose to make a submission, asking why questions were being shut down.
Madam Speaker.
Members, there's a question from the leader of opposition, the member from St. Andrew South.
I'm very concerned by the way in which the proceedings are being conducted. We are attempting to ask questions. We are attempting to ask questions arising from the statement. The statement was a wide-ranging statement. It not only touched and concerned the specific minister's portfolio, he also said he was speaking on behalf of the Minister of Local Government, who is overseas, who has direct responsibility for disaster preparedness. On more than one occasion, the member on this side who was sought to ask a question has been prevented from completing the question, and instead a point of order has been taken, which I don't know what the ruling was, or you yourself have intervened to prevent the statement, the question from being asked. I want to know what the question was that the member for South East St. Mary was seeking to ask. I don't know what his question is.
Member.
That's when the Speaker, the Honorable Juliet Holness, cut off his microphone mid-submission. It was blatant disrespect. The final straw. The opposition protested inside the chamber, demanding that the member be allowed to speak. After the Speaker refused and cut off the leader of the opposition's mic, the walkout became our last resort.
questions, announcements.
I know. This walkout wasn't about theatrics. It was about principle. We came ready to ask serious questions about disaster readiness, and the government responded with arrogance and silence. So the question isn't why we walked out, it's why the government refuses to answer. Because when the storm hits, whether it's Tropical Storm Melissa or another crisis, accountability can't be washed away with the rain. So, ready or not? I'm Nickeisha Burchell, and this has been The Breakdown Parliament Edition. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep demanding better.
So there you have it. Leave your views, leave your comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you think about everything. I'll catch you later.